Hello my friends and welcome. I am Lisa and this is my channel Cross by Floss, where I chat about my love of cross stitch as well as life blabbings. I am so happy to be here with you today. Today is December 31st, which is New Year's Eve. Yay! The end of 2021 and the beginning of 2022 in just a few, 12 plus, 14 plus hours. I don't know by the time this uploads at any rate, but anywho, I'm happy to be here with you today. There is so much content on Flosstube recently. It's just been amazing. People are doing their whip parades. There was Flossmas going on, and you know, people's regular videos and stuff. I have to admit it was hard for me to keep up because every day I looked and there was like 12 new videos to watch and I was like, oh my goodness. So I have been watching Flosstube, just not as much because again, wow, you guys, the enabling and content that has been happening is just awesome. I hope you all, if you celebrated Christmas, had a wonderful Christmas. We did. Mr. G was home and we got lots done and celebrated with the kids. In our house, we have Christmas Eve is at my house, and I have a tradition of jammies. Everybody gets a new jammies for Christmas morning, and even the dogs got new jammies this year. And on my Instagram, which is also Cross by Floss, even Odin and Rhea got Christmas jammies, and I did post a picture of Odin in his. I think he liked them. Yeah, I enjoyed dressing up that dog. It's a lot of fun. And then Christmas morning, we went over to my daughter's house and we had brunch and opened up Christmas presents over there. So it was just really nice and casual. And then Mr. G and I were redoing our room, and everything that was previously in the room has been moved over to my granddaughter's room. So she has all the old furniture, all my old furniture and everything, and so that has been in there, and now I am busy in my room sorting, cleaning all of the things that end up in somebody's bedroom because, you know, nobody knows where to put it, and so hey, put it in mom's room. And then prepping. I'll be prepping and painting, so I'm kind of looking forward to that. And then we have a new bed going in, and I'm in the process of trying to find some secondhand furniture that I can paint and do in the farmhouse style that I love. And so yeah, so that's kind of what's going on here. Not a whole lot. We did celebrate my baby son's birthday, the last child. He was born 2 days after Christmas, and so he turned 22, and we had a very low-key birthday because Washington got snow. The Pacific Northwest is in Snowmageddon right now. Nobody knows how to drive in it. You know, stores have either shut down or have nothing in them. And yeah, it's just been crazy. Today also, in addition to New Year's Eve, is Blue Friday. So for those of you here in the Pacific Northwest or Seattle Seahawks fans, it is Blue Friday. I have my Seahawks shirt on. I don't know, you can't see it. But I do, even though we've had a disappointing season, I'm not gonna talk about it. It's okay. It's okay. We're gonna come back next year stronger than ever. Just like my Huskies. Disappointing season. It's okay. It's okay. Whew, it's okay. So anyways, that's pretty much what has been happening, I think. I have plans to talk about at the end. Yeah, so I also want to talk about a little bit about the Buy Me a Coffee link. I was watching Pam and Steph, and I had not received an email from them, unless maybe it's in my spam and I just glossed over it. But I did not receive an email. So if I had not listened or watched their video, I would never have known this, but the Buy Me a Coffee app is no longer being, I guess they've cut ties with PayPal. And so in order for people to donate, they now have to go through Google Pay or put in their credit card information. And those are not things that I would do. I wouldn't put my credit card information in if I didn't have to. And so I have decided there is a new app called, I guess it's coffee, but it's spelled KO-FI. And so I signed up for that, have been able to go through PayPal, no problem. And so that is now the link that I will have in my description below. If you would like to donate to my channel. And so plans for, I'll talk really briefly about those donation plans. So I had decided in 2021 that I was going to kind of revamp how I was going to do my purchasing, you know, my all the things centered around cross stitching and my life. And I decided that I have enough stuff. I have more than enough stuff to stitch, to put my stitching into. I have enough stuff. And so I thought, you know, I would continue on with those monthly subscriptions or buying the special exclusive patterns, you know, that kind of thing. And so I thought, you know what, instead of doing that, because again, I have more than enough stuff, that I would put that money towards a charity each quarter that I would identify at the beginning of each quarter. And then at the end of the quarter, what I normally would have put towards the monthly subscriptions, I would donate that amount, and then anything that was donated to my channel through that coffee app, I would also put that money towards the charity as well. So being that tomorrow is January 1st, the charity that I identified for the fourth quarter of 2021 was Cocoon House. And interestingly enough, Cocoon House actually ended up on the news 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago. And I was so surprised to see it on the news. But it was basically when we were starting to, it was just before Christmas. And they were putting out there how expensive it is to live in Seattle, and that for many people, in order to afford even the rent in Seattle, that they would need to have, you know, 3 part-time jobs, or it's just very cost prohibitive. You still would need roommates. They're very tiny apartments for the most part, and they're like $2,000 a month for a 600 square foot apartment, you know, which is just crazy. And then they don't even have the amenities in them. Some of the buildings don't have laundry facilities, and so you have to go out to do those things. And so anyways, I mean, and of course that's what happens when you live in the city, but even when you come into the suburbs and stuff, like where I live, down the street, there's several apartment complexes, and they're all well in the $2,000 range and up. And it's just, it's cost prohibitive. I mean, that's more than my mortgage. I can't imagine how somebody, you know, can do it based on minimum wage jobs. So anyways, the whole thing about Cocoon House is that they help homeless teens from the age of 12 to 24 and either find housing, put them in housing, you know, try to get them off the streets. And that's near and dear to my heart. So anyways, with all of the money that I have spent on my of the month clubs, plus a few donations that I received from the previous Buy Me a Coffee link, we are able to donate $350 to Cocoon House, and that will be going out to them tomorrow through their donate link. And I will add a little because there's always a fee when you do the donate link versus writing them a check, which I don't have checks anymore. Who has checks? And so I will put in the additional so that the fee is covered and that they receive the full $3.50. So that's what I am doing. And so for January 1st, the charity that I identified was called, it's a STEM program for girls. I will either put it, I'm so sorry, my mind just went blank. I will either put it along the bottom or it will be in my description below. So that's all the money that I would have spent on my of the months from the last year that I have identified. And some of those of the months I haven't canceled yet, so I'm double dipping. I didn't get on the ball enough. It doesn't matter, money's still going to charity. And again, like I said, if you are would like to donate to my coffee app, that's where that money is going to. All right, enough about that. Okay, so today I have whips, I have plans, I have things. So how about we get into it? Okay. Honestly, what is it being a month since I did my last video, last regular video? I had still done Nora November, so there were a couple of things in there, and yeah, it's been a while, and I have not done a ton of stitching. I don't know why, but anyways, I just haven't. Okay, but one of them that I pulled out recently was my All Joys for Thine by Blackbird Designs. And I picked up this pattern from my LNS, I believe, which is Threadneedle Street. I love Threadneedle Street. Denise, the owner, love her. I haven't been in for a while, so I need to get in there. This is what I've done. So, oops, can't see it all. Just wait, there it is. My border, I finished up the border and it matched the first time. Yay! I was so excited, so excited. But do you notice down here, if you've seen my prior videos, oh, for goodness sakes, Lisa, my prior videos, there was a tree here. That tree has now been pulled out because I was stitching on it the other night. I was real proud of myself too. I'd finished the whole tree. I was about to start the bottom, and I look at it and I'm like, why doesn't it look like the picture, the pattern? Why doesn't it look like that? I had stitched the tree in one of the two colors that it called for because I looked at the symbol and went, oh yeah, no, that's the same symbol, and just did the tree. So it is now being all taken out. Now I got real angry at myself. So I finished what is that, a bug? I don't know. And then just did some little random finishes. I put this in here. I started this part over here. I got the pink in here to finish off this. And I think maybe since the last time you saw it, I also put in THI for Thine. So super happy, and not sure if this one will go away for a little while or if I will reattempt the tree again, but I've really enjoyed stitching on this. The fabric, let's see here. The fabric was a 16 count golden sand, and it was a Fabrics by LJ, who's no longer in business. Is not dyeing fabrics anymore, but I love his fabrics. The feel of his fabrics, they're fantastical. All right, the other one that I did, this is my carpool pickup piece, though I haven't been doing carpool pickup for a while. So I've not gotten as much done on this one, but this, still working on the border. I think I've done a lot more border work since the last time you've seen it. And this chart is Marie Agenon 1888, that one there. And this was from a Roland Designs on the website is where I picked this pattern up. It's a nice stitch to do. I am doing it in sulky threads, so 1/1, and I'm doing this, I believe, on a 20 count. Tea Coffee Dyed by me, might be an 18 count. I never remember, and I never wrote it down. So I'm sure at some point that I did write it in an Instagram post maybe, or it's in one of my prior videos, I don't know. Okay, then in Nora November, I've misplaced one of my patterns that I did for Nora November that that I stitched on for a week. So Nora November, what I did was every Monday I chose a pattern, and I stitched on it each night for, you know, whatever time I had, whether it was a half an hour, maybe sometimes it was a couple hours, depending on how much time I had that evening after work and all those things. And then I did a little vlog style video on that pattern or that chart. And then at the end of the week, a new one came out come Monday. It was a lot of fun. So the one I have misplaced and I'm a little worried about, it's probably in the pile in my room somewhere under a bunch of stuff. I don't know. But it's Fairy Roses. So I don't have that one to show you, but I do have a video on that one, so you can see it if you're at all interested. But I did find this one. So Nora Corbett, and this is Santa's Sleigh, and it's part of the Christmas Eve Couriers series. So pretty. Now, Mary Ashcraft, who's on Flosstube and Instagram, she had this chart, and she sort of enabled me to buy it. I've wanted it for a really long time, but I'm like, what am I going to do with these? They're going to have to go away, you know, until Christmas time and bring them out. And I really wanted the reindeer, but again, I was like, I'm not stitching all the reindeer to have them come out for like a month out of the year. But she said that she was going to put family members' names in all of the tags in the sleigh on the presents. And I'm like, okay, that is so brilliant. That is so brilliant. And I have enough tags on there. I might have to add 1 or 2. That's okay, I can add. But to be able to put my kids' names and my grandbaby's name on those, super fun. So I am using Called For Colors, and I am doing this on a piece of Stitch Me fabric in 16 count called Artemis. And that is what I got done in my 5 days of stitching on this Nora for Nora November. And I loved it. I loved it. I actually did not want to put it down. However, other things called. So, and Nora November was over, but a nice pattern, lovely fabric to work with, Called For Colors. Enjoyed it very, very much. And I will be doing that again next year. Nora November was a lot of fun. And I have a lot of Noras, and I have a lot of Miras. And so I'll be doing Mira Mania and Nora November again next year, the same as I did this year. It was a lot of fun. All right, so I also do a Mira Monday stitching on Instagram. That's the hashtag, Mira Monday stitching. And every Monday, I spend whatever time I can on a Mira. And it just kind of forces me to take out a Mira that I have in my whips. I don't start a new one. Mira in my whips and work on that Mira for Monday and see what I can get done. So for several Mondays, I worked on this one. I didn't want to stop. I did not want to stop. This is Fairy Flora. And so I think that I did 3 Mondays. I may even have done 4 Mondays. I'm not entirely sure. But I couldn't stop working on her. And in fact, I even worked on her during the week a little bit as I had time because I loved her. Just loved her. Now this one, I am working on a piece of Touch of Gray, 16 count fabric. It's just a piece of fabric that I think I bought from, I don't remember. I don't remember. Probably from my L&S. And I'm working from the bottom up on her. And that's what I got done. I actually did quite a bit. I finished up some purples, added some more stuff in here, started the vine, I think it is, some of the green work. I got quite a bit done on this pattern, and I loved her. And I enjoy working on this pattern a lot, which is kind of amazing because there's a lot of pinks and purples in her, and I'm not a big pink and purple person, but I really like it. So, and then last but not least, or at least what I can remember that I've worked on, I need to get a better, I need to organize better for 2022. I'm going to have a whip basket that I actually put all my whips in, because what happens is they get scattered. They get scattered in my car because I take them to my car. They get to my daughter's house because I take my stuff to my daughter's house when I'm watching the little. They're in my bedroom because I stitch in my bedroom. They're in my croffice because I stitch down there. I even had a piece over in my living room because the light was really good in there one day. So I need to get a better system. All right, so for Mira Monday stitching, for the last couple of Mira Mondays, I have been working on Archangel. I love Archangel. And I pulled him out because I was watching Darren, who is Dizzy Stitcher on Instagram and Flosstube. He had showed some progress in one of his videos. And I was like, ooh, I should really pull him back out. I haven't worked on him since September, I think, is the last time I worked on him. And so it was like, I should pull him back out. I got a lot done. Yeah, I did. So one of the Mondays was a day off because it was the day after Christmas. So it was the 26th, and that was a day off for us at work. So I got a ton done. I got all of this done on that day. And then the previous Monday, I did some Krynic work. Whoa. I hate Krynic, you guys. It's just, it does not lay nicely for me. Some of them are like really poofed up and some of them are laid real nice. It's just one strand and I don't understand. My tension is the same. I don't get it. I might have to use a laying tool because maybe it's twisting as it's coming. I don't know. But I managed to get quite a bit of done in here. I think I added some more color in here. I did get a lot, and then, you know, all this beautiful Krynic. Maybe I just need to change my attitude about it. I don't know. But he's gonna stay in the Q-Snap, and I think I'm gonna do him for another Monday before I pull out another one. I'd like to see some more progress. I probably will work on him over the weekend too. So I'd like to see some more progress go into him because I love him. Love him. So, and he is done on a piece of 18 count. Let's see here, 18 count Ada called Oh Gray, and also Fabrics by LJ. Again, dyer who's not dyeing anymore, but the color just, it spoke to me when I started Archangel, and I love him. I mean, I love that I'm seeing I'm seeing his chest area come out. You can actually see where his head is gonna go because this is his hair, I think. And the scroll that is, I love this piece. I love this piece. I'd like to say that I would make it a focus piece, but I'm not gonna lie, my focus pieces have not been, it did not go well. All right, let's talk haul really quick. I don't have a whole lot of haul, even though it's been a month. I haven't been buying anything. I've been a really good girl. So unless it's the of the month clubs, which I still have to cancel, I really haven't bought anything. So the first up is my Be Stitch Me of the month. And okay, that is the one I'm going to keep. I'm still going to donate the amount that I would have done for the fabric, because I'm going to keep the fabric. I'm going to let go of the floss of the month, even though her flosses are absolutely gorgeous. I've been doing it for a year, and all the flosses have been sitting in a box. I haven't even used one yet, and I'm going to make that change in the new year. But for the time being, I have so much of this beautiful silk floss that I need to start using it before I stockpile more. So I'm going to let the Floss of the Month Club go. This was December. Is it December's? Might be November. Might be November. It might be December. I don't remember. But these are the lovely flosses of the month for whatever month it was, November or December. It's November. Yep. And then the fabric of the month that came is, I'm doing her 18 count club, and it is called Frost. It's a beautiful piece of fabric. And I'm in her neutrals. I'm going to email her and see if I can't get in the 20 count, because I want to stockpile a bunch of 20 count fabrics that I want to do samplers and stuff on, so that they're a little smaller. It seems that a lot of people are doing the samplers on 40 count fabric or 36 count fabric, which is 18 or 20. And I think that if I do them on 20, especially the Hands Across the Sea ones, I would have done them on 16 count or 18 count, which makes them a bigger sampler. But if I do it on 20, it would be a smaller sampler for framing. And so I'm thinking that I'm going to stay in her Fabric of the Month Club, but go to 20 count. And so that will be the only one that I'm going to continue. Then I got my Color and Cotton December Thread Club. And so there are those 3 colors. Let's see, I'll pull them apart so you can see the names. They are beautiful. And again, their flosses are absolutely beautiful. But what I have found is, for the majority, designers are not using Color and Cotton flosses as a regular floss in their charts. And I'm not good with, I have not been good with being able to change out colors and or substitute or whatever. That is a goal that I'm going to work on for 2022. And so, of course, I have a bunch of Color and Cotton threads and Victoria Sampler threads and the Be Stitch Me threads that are all just sitting and haven't been used. So before, again, I stockpile more, I'm going to need to do something about that. So the fabric of the month that I was in for Color and Cotton was the 16 count club, and this was the fabric of the month for December, and it is called Tuscan. It's a beautiful piece of fabric, beautiful. And this is going to make a lovely sampler fabric. All right, then from Dying to Stitch, I signed up for the Quaint Country Ladies Club, and I received my 3rd installment of Pineberry Lane called Joy Noel. And that's beautiful. And this comes with the linen, the Weeks Dye Works, the finishing fabric, everything. Beautiful. Again, I don't work on linen. Why I joined the club, I'm not entirely sure. Well, I know why, because I wanted the exclusive pattern. Because FOMO, I'm going to get over that for 2022. I am. So excited to have all 3 of those. And actually in my plans later today, I will be starting one of the patterns from that quaint Country Ladies. It's pretty cool. Then my bag of the month from Ronnie came, Garon Toten Bags. And this was the, is this the December one? I don't remember. But look at these cute little elves. Gnomes. I love gnomes. And then the inside fabric. Is that not gorgeous? Yeah. So colorful. I love it. Love it. And then they also added a Christmas card in this bag of the month. I have another bag of the month. I have one more month of the bag of the month coming, and then I have to email Ronnie and say, I love your bags, but Mama's got a lot of them, so I'm gonna let somebody else get off the waiting list and get a bag. And then my sweet friend Denise from Goose Design, she had posted on her Instagram, if you guys like vinyl fronted bags, the clear front bags, I highly recommend Denise's Goose Design bags. She is on Etsy. I will try to remember to link that below. But she had posted this bag. And by the time I saw it and got on her Etsy store, they were all gone. So I was like, dang it, I missed it. And then she had messaged, or she had replied to my comment and said, oh, I posted more, but when I went, again, they were gone. Or does she have a couple left? It was a couple of days after that message that I actually saw it and responded. So anyways, I was able to get it. And are these not pretty? These pretty ladies? It's so vintagey Christmas to me. I just absolutely love it. And then this is the backing fabric. And then she added in a pal. Love it. Look at the sparkly ribbon. Oh, love it. And then she added in one of the Fat Quarter Shop thread drops. I love that. So thank you so much, Denise. It was, love it. I mean, for real, I love her bags. And again, if you are looking for a seller for good quality, well-made bags, I highly recommend Goose. I also recommend Garon Toten Bags. They're beautiful bags. Ronnie does a lovely job. They come in 2 different sizes. The difference between the 2 obviously is that Denise's bags are vinyl front, so you can see what's in them, and Ronnie's are a little bigger, but it's all fabric. And so it just depends on what style you like, but I highly recommend both. They, of all the bag sellers that I have bought through, they're the ones that I go to consistently because their quality is just, and workmanship is just fantastic, and their customer service is above notch, like just above everything. Love them. So, okay, how about, oh, and I also wanted to say I received quite a few Christmas cards, so thank you so much to everybody who sent me Christmas cards. I got some floss tags, which was a lovely surprise. I still have not done my floss tags. I don't know if I'm going to. I have a couple already in Vistaprint ready to go, and I don't know what my hang up is. Probably because I think nobody would want them. Or maybe it's almost over and everybody's over it. I don't know. So I have not done them. I could probably do them for myself, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, it was lovely getting them, and so much fun. And so thank you so much for all the Christmas cards. I did not send out Christmas cards this year. I did not. I was so busy with, my granddaughter and things over the holidays and work and the things in the house and all of that, I didn't even pull out. I had Christmas cards, I have addresses, I just did not get them together. So in the new year, I'll be sending out some random, like I used to, I'll be sending out some random things again for people who have sent me things and I have addresses for. So I still have not figured out the Google Forms thing, so I can't even ask you to do a Google Forms. It's fine. Okay, let me see. Okay, how about plants? So last year I did WIPGO 2021, which is the brainchild of Jessie Marie Does Stuff, who is on Flosstube, Instagram, and has a Facebook group. And while I would not say that my WIPGO 2021 was a complete bust, it was a bit of a bust. I find that my stitching style is not very regular. I don't have like a whip rotation. I stitch what I want when I want. And sometimes I'll pull something out that I think I want to stitch on and I'll get a couple of stitches in and I'm like, no, thank you. So I was struggling a little towards, well, probably month 7 in WIPGO. And so then I thought that I would change up my WIPGO because, as Jessie says, it's your WIPGO board. It's do what you want. You know, there's no rules to WIPGO in any way, shape, or form. If you want to put books on there that you want to read or quilting or whatever, it's your WIPGO board. So I thought, I actually did think about this quite a bit, what I wanted to do. And I thought, because I'm not super organized and I'm not very regimented, that sounds wrong, but I'm not regimented in what I want to do on my stitching, I'm going to make my WIPGO board very generic. So I did. So this is my WIPGO board. I did post it on the Facebook group, which is WIPGO 2022 Facebook group. And I created my own album, which is Cross by Floss. And my name is Lisa Marie on Facebook, I think. And so what I did was I made it super generic. So I've got 3 different colors on here. I have pink, blue, and black. And my blue is a start and a finish. And those are holiday ornaments from the Cross Stitch magazines, the holiday edition magazines. Some of them are Christmas and some of them are Halloween. And so because they're small enough, I figured that I can do a start and a finish in that month that the number is called. So that's what my blue is. The pink is I want to work 10 hours on that project, whatever it is for the month, 10 hours. So my pink are things like a Nora Corbett whip or a Mirabilia whip or... Oh yeah, actually that's what my pinks are, is Mira's or Nora's. So I will pick any one of my Nora or Mirabilia for that square. If it's a Nora, I'll go to my Nora whips and say which one speaks to me, and that's the one I'm going to work on for 10 hours. Instead of me saying, you know, Nora Corbett Sleigh, I might not want to work on the Sleigh when it gets called. And so I'll just go to my whips and of all the Noras that I had started, and I will pick one that speaks to me and I will work on that for 10 hours for the month. The same thing for the Mirabilias. I will go to the Mirabilia pile, and you know, if Archangel calls to me, great. If Fairy Flora calls to me, great. If Red calls to me, great. I will work on one of those for 10 hours for the month. And I think that that's pretty doable. And it's a minimum of 10 hours. If I get more, fantastic. And I'm kind of hoping I do. And then the black color is all the other ones, and that is that I'm going to work on that for 5 days out of the month for a minimum of 1 hour. So a day for the 5 days. So a minimum of 5 hours on the charts in black. And those are like my Blackbird designs, or a sampler, a red sampler. Hands Across the Sea is on here. Anne Boleyn, who I have not at all touched in 2021, which is baffling to me, because I love that chart. And ironically enough, she's the first one that got picked for January. The numbers that were picked were 2 and 19. So 2 is a Halloween start out of 1. I'm just going to pick one of the cross stitch, Just Cross Stitch Halloween edition magazines. Pick one of the patterns out of there that I have wanted to do, tagged as something that I've wanted to do, and that will be a start and finish. And then Anne Boleyn is going to get a minimum of 5 hours for the month. I'm hoping she'll get some more because I really want to work on her. But I have a lot going on for January too. So that is what my Whip Go board is going to be. Very generic, kind of a stitch what I want. The only thing that I put on there that was real specific was Anne Boleyn. Everything else was, you know, a sampler, just picking out whatever sampler I want to work on. A red sampler. I have several red samplers going. Blackbird designs. I have several Blackbird designs. And I'm hoping that maybe some of them that I pick, I'll actually get a finish on, and that would make me real happy. I don't have any super big goals. Like I don't have, if I fill up a row or, you know, finish a piece, that I'm going to reward myself for anything, because I'm going to be real honest. Mr. G and I had a real hard time, you know, doing Christmas gifts because we buy what we need or would like at the moment. And so, yeah. Okay, and then because it is Christmas Eve, I decided yesterday, thankfully I have a lot of kitted projects. And a lot of these you would have seen from my kitted parade that I did mid-year maybe. I think it was mid-year. But I was on Instagram yesterday just scrolling through, and Memphis Sarah E, I am blaming 100% for this, because she had this beautiful Silks for You hank sitting on her table, and she was saying that this was a piece that she was cutting it up, you know, getting it ready for New Year's hashtag NYE 12 by 12, 12x by 12, and I'll link that below. And I had seen it, I had also heard about it from the Contented Stitcher, who is Kim on Flosstube. She is Kim Goldman on Instagram. She had also mentioned it in one of her recent videos about this 12 by 12, starting 12 new projects on New Year's Eve. And I was like, no, I'm gonna skip that. And then Memphis Sarah E pushed me over the edge, so I twisted my arm last night at 8 o'clock and went and picked out some of my kitted projects that I had already, and what I was missing, maybe some fabric to, I found. And so the premise behind New Year's Eve 12 by 12 is that every hour you start a new project that you've had kitted, and so by the end of the evening for New Year's Eve, you will have started 12 new projects. 12 new projects, you guys, which means 12 new whips. I'll be doing a whip parade in 2022, early, probably Sunday. I'll do a whip parade, and I'll be adding these 12 new projects to that. So at noon, it starts at noon, whichever time I'm doing it, obviously Pacific Standard Time. They're on Eastern Time. It is run by Kia B Stitching and Pam from Pam and Steph. So PG Soap, if you are on Instagram, they are hosting it together, and they're going to have lives. They're going to have all kinds of stuff. So, you know, you can make your own if you want to do it on New Year's Day, but call it New Year's Eve. I mean, I don't think there's rules, right? There's no rules to cross stitch. Good night. All right, so the first one I am going, and I'm not doing these in any order. I'm just going to pick something, though I have a mixture of large and small. So I'm not going to overwhelm myself and do all the large first and then the smalls. I'm going to mix it up. But this is not in any order. It's just what I have for the hashtag NYE 12 by 12. So the first one I'm going to do is Hands Across the Sea. It was the Traditional Stitches 20th Anniversary Stitch Along, which I joined and didn't do. Yeah. So it's Anne Morrison, 1830. And I have all my flosses for that. I have my fabric ready to go. I'm doing it on a 16 count ivory. So that's not number one, but it's the number one. Number two is this Foster Farms? Foster Farms. Philip Foster Farmhouse. Foster Farms, isn't that the chickens? Anyway, heartstring samplery, Philip Foster Farmhouse is when I'm going to start. This was in my Kitted Parade video, and I'm kind of excited to do this because totally my colors. I have all of those. I have, whoopsie, I have my fabric, everything ready to go. So that is number two. Number three is out of this book, Home for the Holidays. I've had this for quite some time, and I am doing Christmas Garden. Oops. Christmas Garden. I have several earmarked in here. I have all my floss for it and my fabric. This one I am also doing, but I'm doing this one on 18 count ivory. I just feel that the colors are going to just show up so beautifully on the ivory. So I had considered giving it a little bath and some coffee and just aging it up a little. I don't have time for that. Okay, so what is that, 3? The fourth one is Teresa Coggett's, what is this called? 'Tis the Season. And I have my fabric, I have my flosses, they need a ring. And so that one's ready to go. Number 4. Number 5. Oh, I've wanted to work on this for such a long time. This is La-Di-Da, Live, Laugh, Love. And it is all done in Gloriana silks. Super excited to work on that. And I think I have all 3 of the silks, and my fabric. Of course, the last couple of bags I showed you were Goose Design bags. Pretty. I told you, I really like them. All right, and then these ones are not in project bags yet, because, you know, I have to get down to my closet and get my bags. But another one I'm doing is July Mini Sampler, and this is From the Heart Needle Art by Wendy. I have my floss, and this is a random color and cotton grab bag fabric. I think it's a 16 count. It might even be 14 count. I'll measure it out later, but it's big enough for, regardless what size it is, it's big enough for this. So that is number 5, right? Number 5. I have to put them together or I'll lose everything. Okay, number 6 is this plum sampler. I've had this for a while. This is lesson 4 from the cereal bowl collection, and I'd be real excited to start this one. And I am doing it on a piece of 20 count Aida that I coffee tea dyed myself, and then the flosses are in there. So that's 7. I'm gonna forget. My counting's gonna be off. Number 8, right, is the Scarlet House. Again, I've had this for a while, and LadyRobynS finished this, and it's just beautiful. And I've wanted to start it ever since I saw hers, and I just haven't. So I'm going to do that one. I am doing this on a piece of, I'm doing it on a piece of 20 count, I believe it is, mushroom. I think it's called mushroom. So my flosses, Yippee Skippy. All right, here is the Pineberry Lane Quaint Country Ladies. I think this was the first one, Kind and True. Could be wrong, I don't know. So I am doing this one. I'm attempting to do this one on a 20 count. I have some fabrics. I think I'm gonna leave this one till kind of 10 o'clock or so tonight, while I figure out my life. I might do it on an 18 count too, because honestly the Bestitch Me fabric might work. I don't know. Color and Cotton, maybe it was. I have to see. I pulled out, it comes as a kit, and it came with linen. It said it used beach brew, but it doesn't look like that on the photo. The piece of linen, at least, that I got for that. And again, because I don't work on linen, so I pulled out a piece of Aida 20 count, yes, last night for this, that I thought looked very similar to the linen that it was kitted with. But then I looked at it again today, and I'm not super happy with it. So I'm pursuing my option with this. It will get done. I have lots of fabric, not a problem. I just need to pull one out. So what is that, 9? That was 9. Okay, I am going to make a start on the Mary Ann Aldred sampler. It said it was created by an 11-year-old. And there's some, this has been reworked for people who use Aida so that there's no 1/1 stitching. So that's fantastic. And this is a needlework press design. Whew, words are hard, lost my train of thought. And this was completely kitted. It was a kit from Hobby House Needleworks, was it? I think it was a kit from them earlier this year. I belong to a Facebook group who they have designers who will release exclusive kits to a store, and this was one of them. So I was able to pick that up. This is lovely. It has all the flosses. It has a floss ring. It has the Aida ready to go. Fantastic. So that's number 10. 11 is Samplers Not Forgotten, Faith 1831. And I've wanted to start this one for quite some time too. And in fact, I had pulled it out because I was going to do it for a sampler Stitch With Me, which I did not get to. Things, I don't remember what had happened, but anyways, my weekends just fly by and it just didn't happen. And so it was just sitting out there, and I was like, perfect. I'm taking this one for my 12 by 12. So I'm excited to work on that. I have a piece of fabric. I think this is a Bestitch Me fabric. And then my flosses are all back there. So excited to start that one. That one's number 11. And then number 12 is, and I'm going to do this one for the 11 to 12 hour, And this is my Mirabilia Miss New Year's Fairy. And this is a kit that I was able to get from someone nice that I also got the Harvest Fairy from. So I bought both of them from her. And I am super excited to get started on her. She is absolutely gorgeous. And where's my fabric? I picked out a piece of fabric for her too. So I will be starting her on a 16 count something. But it's lovely. It's all kitted up with the beads and the Kreinik and all the things. So that is my hashtag NYE 12 by 12 that I will be working on later today. So other than that, let's see. Let's do Spotlight on a Stitcher. So I have been watching some Flosstube, and again, there's been so much content, you guys, and enabling, and I'm sorry to those that I have enabled on my Nora or Mira Mondays or Nora November. You know, I'm just so happy I can enable you, because you guys all enable me too. So we're just an enabling community. But I search out new Flosstubers in the community who have very similar stitching styles to me, and you know, starting out a Flosstube video can be very intimidating sometimes, and we just like to support and help out, and you know, get their name out there, because everybody has different stitching styles. Everybody does things. There's no rules. There's no rules in cross stitch. Some people are exclusive sampler stitchers. Some are Mirabilia stitchers. Some are just smalls. That's all they want to do is, you know, Halloween or Christmas smalls, or, you know, some are like farmhouse. Like, everybody does things the way that they would like to do them. And finding new Flosstubers who are all about that. I love it. I love it. I love it. So anyways, the Flosstuber I'm going to do a spotlight on, her name is Kelsey, and she is TheCrossStitchFarmhouse, and that's all one word. I am going to link her below so that you can see it. But she has one video. I didn't go back today and see if she's uploaded another one. I'm not sure, but I saw one video. She had one video up. She's been stitching for 7 years, and what I thought was really interesting is that she had an uncle who used to, or stitched, and he would do birth samplers for all the babies that were born in the family. And so when her daughter was born, he made a sampler, a baby sampler for her, and she shows it in her video. It is beautiful. Her uncle did absolutely gorgeous work. Well, he passed away before her second child was born, and so there wouldn't have been a birth sampler. So she decided to make a birth sampler and then carry on that tradition in the family in his name, which I thought was just the sweetest thing ever. And so she's been doing that. And of course, she chose a big one to start out with. And as we all do, because who knows, you know, cross stitching, it looks easy, it looks small, right? You see the package and you're like, I can do that. And then you get it out and you see the fabric and you're like, I can still do that. And it can be a little intimidating. So sorry about that. And it's just funny. So I kind of giggled about that. And then her husband supports her and bought her a Dimensions kit, I believe. And that was like her second kit that she worked on, or second stitch that she worked on. So, you know, she picks these big things, and kudos to you, Kelsey, for continuing to cross stitch, because I did that also. And I was like, I'm overwhelmed. It's going to take me 12 years to get this thing done. And one of my pieces it did. And yeah, so really, really sweet. She's got a few finishes that she shows in her video. She's got some really great whips. She's got plans she's got some great plans that she has got for 2022 that she is working on. And then she has got a lot of country house needleworks that she's working on, and they're lovely charts. I mean, the colors in country house needleworks is so cute. She's just super sweet. She is just, you never guess it was her first video. Like, she doesn't seem nervous at all, and just yeah. And also what I like about her, she was really funny. She was, you know, she intersperses things as she's talking. Her video was short, but she packed a lot of info in there. And she watches history. I watch history. And she's like, oh, and if anybody watches Turn, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love Turn. I'm actually on the last season because I found it like a couple months ago. And I think it's on Amazon Prime if you're interested, but it's really cool. It's a good, I have my granddaughter watch it with me because it's history, and history is important. We wouldn't be where we are if we didn't have history, right? We are where we are because of history, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, she had me at if you watch history, and I'm like, yes, I do. So anyways, if you're looking for a new YouTuber to watch, Flosstuber, highly recommend Kelsey, who is TheCrossStitchFarmhouse. So go support her. Say hi. All right, I think that is all. I think that is all. I need to go prepare for noon and get my starts for New Year's Eve 12 by 12 or NYE 12 by 12. You'll probably see this video. I don't know how long it'll take to upload. We've been having some weird internet issues, and so I'm hoping that it will go up, but and I don't know if there's rules to the NYE if you're supposed to like post your hourly progress. I don't know. I didn't get that far. I didn't watch the video, not gonna lie. So I don't know if that's the case. I probably won't do that. I might put them all up at the end, or maybe tomorrow or over the weekend, who knows. My starts and finishes of that hour. Anyway, okay, I'm done. I hope you all have a really wonderful New Year's Eve. Stay safe, stay warm, stay healthy, and I will be back for a whip parade video probably on Sunday, and then I will you know, start whatever plans and talk about those kinds of things and what I'm gonna do in 2022. And yeah, so thank you for joining me. I appreciate you all, and I hope to see you in my next video. Until then, bye-bye.